What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, aka episode 3 of the Slightly Off Topic podcast. It is I, Demonic, with my co-host Mario. Can you see? Can you see?
Brand new
mics. Do we sound good? Of course we do. Right? Exactly. I might say that I had to do a little bit of, dirty work to get these, but I think they're worth it. What do you think?
Whatever you did, I'm glad you did it, and just wash your hands.
I'm not gonna talk about it. So
I'm proud of you. You took one for the team.
You know what? It had to be done. We sound amazing. With that, Mario, introduce the first topic.
Kicking it off today with a story about a guy. Here we go. Guy survives 24 days lost at sea by eating ketchup and garlic powder. Elvis Francois, a 47-year-old man from Dominica, survived almost a month lost at sea by eating ketchup, garlic powder, and Magai seasoning cubes. With resources and hope failing, he was eventually rescued after 24 days by a plane passing container ship and the Colombian Navy. Francois' trouble began mid-December when he was ushered out to sea by strong currents while making repairs to his sailboat off the coast of St. Martin in the Netherlands, where he lives. Unable to navigate home, he was left to sit and wait for rescue.
Okay. How long was this again?
24 days. Damn. 24 days out at sea. Just ketchup and seasoning.
All right, so, tell me again. What happened again?
So he was making repairs on his boat.
Right.
And it was carried out
So
to
this
sea.
was, it was
a sailboat, too. It's not like a motorboat.
Damn, so he was by himself.
He was by himself the whole time. And here we go. He says he sustained himself with condiments, mixing his condiments with water, which he acquired by catching rain with a cloth. So he got lucky it rained.
Right.
Yeah, because imagine if he did this during the summertime.
What's that saying? So much water around me, not a drop to drink.
Yeah, not a drop, because you obviously, for those who don't know, don't drink seawater.
Do not drink seawater.
Great advice.
The salt content in seawater will dehydrate you even faster.
It may save your life one day.
There is a good episode on. You've seen American Dad, right?
I've seen episodes. Yes.
Have you seen the one where Roger and Steve get stuck in the ocean?
No, I have not.
There's an episode where Roger and Steve get stuck in the ocean, and it's one of my favorite ones because Roger just ends up going crazy because he's just right there, and he's supposed to be the wilderness survival guide, so he's supposed to know how to do all this, but basically every single thing he does is a bad thing, and then somehow a wolf comes into the equation
in the ocean.
Oh my God. it's like, and he's like, oh, you know what? I'll quench my thirst. Some more seawater. What can hurt? And
oh man, no, that reminds. So that was a similar thing happened in the episode of The Simpsons where they went. They were doing the whole Boy Scout thing, and they get lost out at sea, and Flanders is trying to keep Homer from drinking all the salt water.
Yeah. I remember seeing that right there.
One.
Man, see, they predict everything.
Yeah, they knew that was going to happen.
So ketchup packets, garlic salt. Diluted down with water.
So it's edible. So
it would already be edible, but it's just I guess drinkable. I don't know. So he made a soup. He basically made a soup.
I think he got all his nutrition from the ketchup because I can't imagine there's too much nutrition going on with the, bouillon cubes or whatever it was.
Bro, there is type this in, but there was a story not too long ago where there was this lady, actually no, it's a man, I'm sorry I misgendered you. An Oregon man was trapped in his car for 5 days during a snowstorm where he survived only on 3 packs of Taco Bell hot sauce.
Okay, see, that's more reasonable because that has a little bit more flavor as far as packets go.
It's not how many, 24 days you said?
24 days.
It's not 24 days, it's 5 days though, but it's just 3 packs of Taco Bell hot sauce.
No, man, I'm going hungry. I'm eating one of my arms. I don't need 2.
not to drag the story out longer, but I have a little thing where I kind of have when I had my truck, I had in a little corner of my truck, I had survival food. So I had those survival they're sea rations for sailors. So
right.
If you get trapped out there, it's actually these condensed. They're basically cookies, but they're nutrient packed. So 3 cookies last. It has a total of 3 days, and those 3 cookies, they're supposed to eat 3 cookies throughout the day, and those give you 1,500 calories just to survive.
Wow,
just to keep your body going.
Jesus. Well, I guess that's your what do they call it? Where you're just standing still. That's how much you burn.
Exactly. That's why it's only for if you're not moving. Exactly. Yeah. Just to survive. You're just laying down there, just so they help and come get you.
Kind of like this guy. I'm sure he was just standing still waiting, you know. But then,
did you hear La Llorona?
I heard it.
You heard La
Now
Llorona?
I'm scared.
Right?
No,
is that foreshadowing?
Because we don't have a so we don't have. I don't keep those kinds of things in my truck, but I do have MREs at my house.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're not that bad.
Same here. Guys, be prepared.
Always.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a zombie apocalypse, if it's a snowstorm,
We're here in
earthquake,
California.
whatever.
You gotta be ready for an earthquake.
Do not rely on anybody to help you out, because at your time of need, help is minutes/days away. All right. So always keep 3 days of food, 3 days of water per person, per family member in your closet. It doesn't matter. Just put it away. Once in a while, go look at it. Make sure it's not expired.
It's a dog world out there.
It really is.
So you want to be prepared. So I was thinking, if you're out there for 24 days, what seasoning would you want? You got to eat it for 24 days. Pick your seasoning. I know what I would pick. What would you pick?
Damn, and it's a seasoning, right?
Famous
days.
You can pair it with ketchup or mustard. Let's assume you had mustard on this boat.
Well, if it's with mustard, then it would have to be ketchup. But if it was only a condiment, seasoning or condiment?
No, just the seasoning. Just the seasoning. You got to survive off this seasoning for 24 days. You got to not get tired of it. You got to love this seasoning.
Damn, bro.
That chicken bouillon.
That's basically where I'm going at.
Well, I'm telling you mine. French onion dip. You ever had those? You know those seasoning packets, French onion dip?
Yeah.
One of those. They taste so good. You know, obviously you mix it with stuff, but I'm going to have to mix it with the ketchup, but I would eat that. 24 days.
All right. I
It
mean,
would have to be good. It would have to be good.
Damn, I don't know. I would die. I don't want to
kill me.
I don't want to endure that right there.
Well, this guy did, and good for him.
Right. We're glad you're alive. All right.
Happy
and with that right there, we not asked, but there was a person that commented on our first video.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give her a shout out right here. Boom. There's the name. There's the comment right there. Basically, she wants to know about electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Her
specifically three.
There's three that she wants to know about. It is the Lucid Air, the Fisker Ocean, which I love to call it Fisher. I don't know why, and the Mullen 5.
Yeah.
All right. Out of these three, if I had to pick one, I guess it would have to be the Lucid. Well, the Lucid looks nicer.
But that's the most expensive one.
That's why.
Well, that's rough because it's like obviously it's like saying which one do you want, the Ford Escort or the Bugatti. You're gonna pick the Bugatti if money was not an issue, but for practicality's sake, you're gonna have to get the Ford Escort.
Right, exactly. Now, this is a cool thing about the Lucid Air though. The max power on the Lucid Air, bro, it is 1,200 horsepower.
That's insane.
EPA estimated range up to 516 miles.
Son of a gun. That's a lot.
Approximate minutes to charge 200 miles. Guess.
30 minutes.
12 minutes.
Oh, man.
Bro.
That's supercharged.
That's hella charged, bro.
Well, see, that explains the price tag.
0 to 60. Yes. And you already know it's an electric vehicle. So
it's got to be under 4.
Right. Yes.
3.5.
Under 2.
Under 2.
Under 2, bro.
That can't be real.
And the most affordable price starting at $138,000.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's just like a house in the Midwest.
Well, that's actually the Air Grand Touring. There's more levels to the Lucid Air, but that's the Grand Touring. We can get crazier numbers, but right now we'll just talk about that one. Now, you know what? Screw it. The Lucid Sapphire. Have you seen that?
I've not seen it, but I heard of it, and that one, that's a beast.
Bro, all right. So the Lucid Sapphire, literally, there's a video that I saw. I keep on forgetting what channel made it, and it was like the most amazing quality I've ever seen on any. It's crazy the quality. I need to show you. I need to show you off air how it looks. But there is they put up a Lucid Sapphire, the Tesla Roadster, and a Bugatti. Right?
Right.
Out of those, who do you think won?
Well, you're talking about it, so I'm guessing it's a Sapphire.
That's cheating.
Well, you told me.
Okay, if you didn't know, though, wouldn't you expect the Bugatti?
If I had to guess, I would say probably, did you say Bugatti or Ducati?
Bugatti.
Oh, Bugatti? Probably the Bugatti.
The W16.
Yeah, I would probably guess the Bugatti.
You would think so, right? But since we know about electric vehicles, we know the power to them, right? The fact that you have instantaneous acceleration at the press of a pedal.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy.
That signal's traveling at the speed of light, you know, versus, you know, pumping gas into a combustion engine.
The Sapphire beat the Tesla, the Roadster, the fastest production vehicle.
Oh, you know, Elon Musk isn't liking that.
Right. No, literally, we need answers. How is he going to come back from this?
He will. I think his ego's big enough.
Are you ready for this?
He's not going to let this slide.
It goes 200 plus miles per hour. Also, 1,200 horsepower. Jesus. So it's the same as the regular Lucid, but what I remember correctly from this video is the weight distribution. So there is more weight on the tires, so it has more traction. So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically it's the reason it's faster is because it has more traction, it's able to lay down all that power in all fours faster.
I see.
You know, if you wanted one, you guys need a like, comment, subscribe,
so I can buy one.
So we can buy one
for the channel. It's not
for the channel.
Right?
It's a company car.
Yeah,
guys, we need to show that we're big. Yeah. All right. And this is how we do it right here.
They need to know we're successful.
For the low price of $249,000.
Jesus. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Like, how much would you pay for a car? Would you really pay $240,000? That just seems like a waste of money.
If I was, I mean,
how much money would you have to actually pay $250,000 for a car?
Well, if you're a Dave Ramsey follower, you know, then you're supposed to pay like 10% of your check goes to a car. So
10%. Never heard of that, bros. Is that what they say?
Well, it's I forgot the actual equation, but like,
is it for your annual income?
Yeah, like so 10%
like of your annual income.
Yeah, so basically like if you make 40,000,
I'm buying a bicycle then. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a bus pass.
Like basically like what he says is that like if you're it shouldn't be your car shouldn't be worth as much as you're making in a year.
Oh yeah.
So if you're making 40, he recommends anything between $6,000 to $12,000.
That makes sense.
It does because like you know
the maintenance on anything higher, anything more expensive than that.
Right, exactly. He basically calls it a depreciating asset.
Yeah.
You know, so no matter what, it keeps on going lower and lower and lower. Well, like the more you use it.
The people I listen to, they say it's not even an asset; it's an expense. A lot of times, a necessary expense because that's how you get to work. But at the same time, like you know, still an expense.
Right. Exactly. All right.
Because you're not gonna get that money back, no matter how much you put into it. You're not gonna get that money back.
Have you been down the rabbit hole where you're looking at cars to buy? Right. Yeah. And then you see somebody just lifted the truck, put some tires on it, and it has a system, and out of nowhere it's worth $15,000 more than it was originally.
Yeah, when I bought my truck, that's what I kept seeing. Yeah, when I bought my truck, that's what I kept seeing. It's like it's the same truck. They just put, you know, $5,000 worth of wheels and suspension on it and want to charge $20,000 more.
Right.
And suckers will buy it. Sorry if you bought one.
Right. But especially for Mario.
It's what happens.
Right.
I'm not buying a lifted truck. I can barely get my truck the way it is now. So
you need those little step stools to hop on.
Mine has double steps.
Not only is Mario's name Mario, it's also because he is Mario, so he basically has to do the Mario jump to collect the coin.
I jump into my truck.
The little pring, and then
people enjoy it. They like watching me,
especially when he hits a mushroom, and then he gets even smaller.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're smaller because it's cold outside too. Like, let's be honest.
I shrink when it's cold.
Right, there you go. The Fisker Ocean. If you can pull it up, take a look at this one right here. It is a dual motor, range up to 350 miles per charge, 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds on basically what is a mini SUV.
This looks more like it's sport utility. You know, like it's not. It is fast. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look fast.
555 peak horsepower.
Oh yeah, and talk about the sunroof.
All right, guys. Take a look at it. We're going to put a picture on the screen so you can see this sunroof right here. It's crazy. Are you ready for it? They call it the Solar Sky. With the Fisker Ocean's revolutionary full-length Solar Sky roof, you can harvest the sun's rays and generate free electricity to support the vehicle's battery-powered motor. When fully exposed to the sun, the Fisker Ocean's extreme Solar Sky can produce up to 1,500 clean emission-free miles per year. And under the ideal conditions, it may be beyond 2,000 miles.
Damn.
All powered by pure sunlight.
Yeah, That's
pure
pretty amazing.
sunlight, rainbow, and happiness.
That's pretty amazing,
bro. That's so. I've heard a lot of things about like how solar technology isn't where it's supposed to be at yet, you know, and like you really can't charge vehicles off of solar. But then again, this solar option is more for if you're really not using it day to day, and if you are, you're always in a sunny area, and it has to be the ideal conditions where there's no clouds, no forecast, and right over sunlight.
Well, you think about this: how often in a regular gas vehicle you're driving around, you go to a parking lot. For most trips, you're only driving about 10, 15 minutes around town. You go to a parking lot, you're always looking for the shade. Not with this car. You really want to park it in the sun.
Right. Especially if you want that benefit right there.
Yeah, you drive 15 minutes to spend an hour and a half at the store.
It sounds good when people hear 1,500 miles of free range per year.
Yeah.
Break that down, though.
It's not really that much.
It's really not. That's basically like maybe 30 minutes a day.
5 miles a day?
5 miles a day, 30 minutes, like 30 minutes of use a day.
Yeah.
If even, you know, because 30 minutes is actually a lot.
But think about this. How often do you, if you're in the city, how often are you actually using your car?
Right.
Obviously, like maybe once or twice a day, go to work and come back or go to the store. So, I mean, in my truck, I probably use it maybe about 30 minutes a day, 30, 35 minutes a day. So if I'm getting those 30 minutes for free, I'll take it.
Right. I mean, like it's not a bad thing. Don't knock me for it. You know, it's not a bad thing to have because I believe the new Ram Revolutions also incorporated this into their roof. Look up the Ram Revolution real quick. It is a disgustingly awesome vehicle.
The Ram Revolution?
The Ram Revolution. As I talk about the Mullen 5. The Mullen 5.
Oh, wait, you didn't say the price.
Oh, I didn't, huh? Let me try to find the price.
So here I got the price for the Fisker. It ranges from $49,000 to $68,000.
That's affordable.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean,
it's not $100 and something thousand,
right?
So
I mean,
fair.
like it's more of a high end like Cadillac.
And
not high end Cadillac because a high end Cadillac also sets you back 100 G's.
Yeah,
you know, but like a low entry level like Cadillac.
Oh yeah.
You know, so that it's not bad.
It's like a luxury vehicle, which is
right. I mean, if you're planning on buying an electric vehicle in the first place, you're gonna pay up the ass basically. You know, there's no getting around that. The new Ford F-150 EVs, they are the highest trim level. The one basically with all the perks that everybody wants is $110,000.
Right.
The tradesman version of it, pretty cool. Starts at $34,000, I believe.
Yeah, but you're still not getting the range of the.
You're not getting. No, you know what? Actually, I believe you're still getting the good range because you can upgrade to the high end battery pack, which I believe is the regular battery pack. The regular battery pack is between 250 to 260, and I think with the high end you're getting 350. And I know you can add that option. Maybe I believe, if I'm correct, for an extra $2,000 to $3,000.
I've heard nothing but bad things about the Ford Lightning, though.
That's where I'm going. Well, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this more later on. All right.
All right. That'll be for a future episode. We'll be talking shit about Ford.
The new. Have you seen the new? Obviously the Hummer. You've seen the Hummer EV.
Yeah, the Hummer EV.
Bro, beautiful thing. It's a Hummer.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be big.
Yeah.
1,000 horsepower, bro. Like the fact that it goes, dude. They had it race against, I believe, they had the Hummer race against the Hellcat Durango, and like if I remember correctly, the Hummer won.
Man,
and it's heavy as shit. It is heavy. I didn't pull up the specs, so I'm not gonna go into right now how heavy it is. Oh, and another thing about these vehicles is that they are heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know how much the Rivian's battery pack weighs?
No, how much?
Just the battery pack.
Yeah.
On the Rivian weighs as much as a Toyota Corolla.
So about 1,800 pounds, probably.
Almost 3,000.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Yeah,
and it's still faster than the Dodge Ram. What was it?
TRX.
The TRX. It was faster. I think the only one that beat it was the old Cyclone.
Oh, for real?
S10 Cyclone. I think that was the one that beat it.
What? It had to be souped up. There is no way a V6 would took that thing on.
It was the Cyclone. That thing was discontinued. I mean,
that's why it was a V6 still. The V6 300 and something horsepower.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it won. But yeah, it raced.
I doubt it.
That one it raced.
Guys, comment down. Comment down. If you guys seen this video, tell us who won. Was it the Cyclone or was it the Rivian?
It raced the F-150 Raptor. It raced that one.
So how is a Cyclone though faster than a Raptor and a TRX?
It doesn't weigh 10,000 pounds.
But still,
it's a V6. It's a tiny S10.
Okay, when you go with weight, I kind of see where you're going. But an electric vehicle though, it's instant power as soon as you press on it.
Unlimited. It's not unlimited. It still has its, like you said, it
still
weighs a ton.
Right. So where was it? Was it on
tons.
the launch? Was it like maybe 2 miles down the road? Where? Okay.
We'll pause. I'll look it up.
No.
We'll
talk about it
later.
So the new Molin. All right. Have you?
Yeah.
The Molin is a bit more affordable. It reminds me of a Tesla. I keep on forgetting what model is the more bigger version of the Tesla, but it is the MSRP starting is $55,000.
Yeah,
which is not bad. Did you pull it up?
Yeah.
So it's not a bad looking car.
No, it looks looks kind of.
And this is the Molin 5, by the way, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't look terrible. For me, it actually kind of looks just kind of mid-level car. It doesn't look special. Doesn't look terrible.
Right. It looks like a modern, like a Kia. Like a Kia, like a Kia, an electric vehicle. Something like that. That's what it kind of reminds me of. There's nothing really that pops about it.
Same for the interior. Kind of looks just.
It's
average.
More safe.
But then it makes sense because it's only $55,000. And I say only because.
And the funny part about this is that we're talking shit on it, and it has Brembo brakes.
The racing brakes.
Right. So.
Well, it does go 0 to 60 in 3.2. It's gonna need some pretty strong brakes.
And once again, they're heavy. So it needs to be able to stop. The range on these guys right here are 325. And it's funny though because they always say estimate, because we're gonna go into this a little bit later on why they say estimate. The electronically limited is 155 horsepower max.
Right.
So it's
not super.
But the
impressive.
fact that it still goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 at 155 horsepower.
You'll reach 155 real quick.
I think my Jeep has like 190 horsepower.
Oh man.
And this thing still takes it out of the water.
Well, of course, because your Jeep's also super heavy, clunky. It's a Jeep.
Did you call me fat?
No, it's a Jeep. That's what they're for.
No, my Renegade, not the big box one.
Oh, okay.
The little small one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, the battery pack is 95 kilowatt hours, and apparently the cargo space is 71 feet 3. It's not even square.
Cubic feet.
That's what cubic feet is.
That's a cubic foot.
What?
Yeah. 71 cubic feet.
It's not bad.
Of cargo.
The interior, to me, the interior looks like a bit. You're getting more than what you pay for. The interior, it looks sexy. It looks good. It looks modern. The fact that the back seats are captain seats.
Yeah, that looks cool.
It's not bad. Is it something that I would go over? Like if I would pick the between the Lucid, the Fisker, and the Molin, I'd probably get the Lucid.
I like the Fisker.
Really?
Yeah, it looks cooler. Like it reminds me of a tiny Range Rover.
That's true. Let's just hope it performs better than a Range Rover.
Oh.
But yeah,
Can't be worse.
I think to me the fact that you're getting, I would say the Lucid, how fast it goes.
I was thinking about, so I was taking everything into account, right? And I'm thinking, okay, well I could never buy a Lucid. It's $155,000. But this, between 49 and high end 69, that doesn't seem unreasonable, and especially with the free 1,500 miles a year.
That's on peak ideal conditions.
We're in sunny California. We'll get peak conditions 3 months. No, actually 6 months out of the year.
Not if you had this weather that we had recently, where it's just basically raining.
This is the 6 months where you don't.
Right. I mean, like I said, let's be honest. You're gonna charge it one time, and then it's gonna the sunroof basically goes like it's voided at that time. As soon as you charge it, you're gonna void its capacity. You're gonna void the sunroof because it's not gonna really do anything, right? Because let's be honest, right? If you drive an electric car anywhere, right, and you park at a store, for instance, that has an electric station to charge your vehicle, you're gonna charge it. Why?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get caught off guard and not have it charged.
Right.
Right. So if you drove it 2 days out of the week, right, and maximum conditions, you're probably getting out of the sun, you're getting maybe 15 miles of range, which is not bad. It really isn't. But as soon as you get to the store, you're gonna plug it in and charge it in within those 5 minutes, 10 minutes that you're there, and it's gonna be fully charged.
Well, I would hope so, only because, like you said, you don't want to be caught off guard. But knowing that the roof can always charge your car while it's in the parking lot, let's say you go to the mall. You're not going to go to the mall for 20, 30 minutes, right?
Right.
You're going to go in there for an hour, maybe two at least. At least an hour. That's how long it takes just to get in there. You go grocery shopping. You park it out there. You know, again, you're going to get another hour and a half, 2 hour charge out of it. So I think with this vehicle, you're not going to have that problem of always trying to find a charging station.
Which is
not in the city.
Exactly. But I mean, so this is where I'm going with. All right. So let's be honest. These electric vehicles are mainly for city drive.
Right.
All right. Because there's this guy that I watch on YouTube. Very entertaining guys. You guys need to check him out. His name is Rich Rebuilds. Have you seen his channel?
I have not seen it, no.
He started off rebuilding a flooded Tesla that he bought. And he basically had to buy more Teslas because Tesla refused to sell him parts.
Oh, kind of like Apple,
right? Like you need to check it out. You need to check out his videos on that right there. The frustration that he basically went to bro, they're not even gonna sell you a tail light.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So you can't even rebuild them.
No,
at all.
You if in order to
I used to work at a junkyard and that was a big thing, bro, is rebuilding cars.
In order to rebuild, if you get a salvaged Tesla, in order to rebuild that Tesla, you need to buy another Tesla, and hopefully that one has the parts you need.
Oh, that's terrible,
bro. They are very bad. Basically, they ask you, like, they're trying to interrogate you on why you need a tail light. There's another episode. There's another. Are
they special tail lights or something?
Apparently, there's another episode that he filmed where this guy bought. So he got the battery, he got the Tesla, and then on the battery pack there was 2 cells that were giving him trouble, right? Mm. And he took it to Tesla. Tesla was telling him he had to buy another battery pack, which at this point it was the first year Tesla. The Tesla was maybe worth $16,000. The battery packs, if I'm gonna get it wrong, were like around $22,000.
Jesus.
He took it to Rich.
Like, is it not under warranty? Because even Ford has a warranty.
Right. I mean, don't quote me on it because I really don't remember. But I think he still had to pay a lot of money for it.
Oh, man.
You know.
So maybe he still had to do like a deductible type deal.
Right. He took it to Rich Rebuilds and they on his EV shop and they basically fixed it. Just those 2 cells. You know, they fixed it. They didn't charge him up the ass.
Now, is this the same guy? Because I seen another guy take a Tesla and he put a LS motor in it.
The Ice-T?
Might have been that, but
the black dude?
Some guy on YouTube did it.
Yeah. That's Rich Rebuilds.
Yeah, because he was over the whole battery thing. He was over it, but he really wanted the Tesla because of all the cool gadgets and stuff
and
that it did have.
The color is, I made that one spicy.
So just turned it into a gas vehicle with an LS motor.
Yes. That one right there, he
might have been an Alice motor. Might have been something.
No, it wasn't an Alice motor. He Alice motored it and he called it Ice-T for internal combustion Tesla.
Oh, nice.
Right. That's why he called it Ice-T. Dude, this guy, you guys need to check out his channel, Rich Rebuilds. Check it out. Entertaining dude. He really is. Like, his style of comedy is like, it's, dude, like, whenever you watch one of his videos, you're going to laugh. You're going to be entertained, man. You know? He built
I like cars, so I might enjoy it.
Right. So, I mean, okay, so now he had another episode. Right now, I'm basically, like, promoting him right now. Yeah. He had another episode of This Is Where I'm Going At, that he bought a Rivian. Right? He went to go pick up the Rivian. He drove back to Rivian, and where he was at, it basically, in a gas-powered vehicle, it would have taken him roughly 16 hours trip, right? If he was doing it in a gas-powered vehicle. In the Rivian, it took him like a day and a half.
Yeah, I believe that.
To do that trip.
Yeah.
Not only that, because the thing that sucks though is that not everywhere has charging stations.
Yeah, and plus you have to limit your speed if you want to get more range out of it.
On top of that, you have to. It is a guess. It is a life and death decision whether you're going to risk the fact you're going to try to go to a super powered station or a regular one that charges it within an hour or one that takes 4 hours to charge. If you go to the one that's an hour to charge and it's not working, you lost that battery time, that range time right there. Yeah. So now you might not even have enough to go to the other one.
To the 4 hour one.
Right. So you can never get your vehicle critically low in these areas that don't have these power stations, right? Luckily, we're here in California.
He was also towing something, wasn't he?
No, not this one.
Oh, okay.
No, but so, ooh, I made that one really spicy. So if you live in the city, it's a great investment. You know, go for it. If you guys want to buy an electric vehicle, go for it. But here's another problem. You know how we have charging stations back here?
Yeah.
First time they cut the wires.
Oh, they took the copper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? They replaced them. $7,000 to replace.
Jesus Christ.
Are you ready for this? We went outside today. All 4 of them are missing the connectors. The superchargers and then the 2 regular chargers. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 wires missing.
God.
That's 6 plugs missing.
They're gonna get maybe like $150 max out of that, in just scrap copper.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then the company is out. I don't think it's us, but somebody's out. $7,000 for the first one.
Now another 7,000.
Now another 7,000, and then however much it might be like 4,000, 3,000 to replace the other 2.
Do they charge you guys?
I don't think they charge us because they were installed here, but I believe we didn't request it. Like I think the state of California just put them in there.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
to try to convince people to go green.
Right.
But then, like you said, that might be an issue you run into when you're driving cross country in your electric vehicle, where it might not work because somebody stole the copper wire.
Exactly. And with that right there, you have to critically think your plan.
Right.
You know, there's no way of knowing if this works exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so if you guys are gonna buy an electric vehicle, I'm not against them. I was gonna buy my buddy's Mustang. Turns out I can't afford it. You know, so I didn't. You know, maybe later on down the road I might.
Save up.
But yeah, exactly. You know, but guys, if you guys are gonna go the electric route, you know, just be mindful that the United States isn't ready for that yet.
Not yet. Not en masse.
Exactly. And I mean, that's just a little thank you for the comment. Guys, if you guys want a comment featured on our video where we talk about it and we go in length about it, comment down below. We will pick a random one to showcase on the next episode, which if it gets from this one, if it goes on this one right here, it probably might be in episode 5. But you know, give us a comment and you might be the lucky ones and we'll feature you. With that being said, Mario.
Here we go. Next story. We got a guy named Brian Walsh who has, and I have to say it like this because we don't know yet, allegedly killed his wife.
Allegedly.
Right? Allegedly. And the evidence is very, very bad against him. And I'll tell you why. Because let's begin.
Was it OJ bad where they told him to put on the gloves and he's like he put on the gloves and they fit?
Honestly, yeah, because it says, here we go. Brian Walsh, 47, is accused of killing his wife, Anna Walsh, 39, on New Year's Eve. Walsh has been in jail since January 8th and was arrested.
Let me interrupt you real quick. I'm sorry. This is political commentator that I watch, that I listen to. His last name is Walsh. So every time you talk about Walsh, I'm just automatically going there. But
Unrelated.
Different Walsh. Allegedly. Go ahead.
He's been in jail since January 8th and was arrested on charges of misleading investigators. Now he is also charged with murder and disinterring a body. The prosecution claims that Brian wanted to end his marriage but elected to kill his wife instead of filing for divorce. He allegedly beat her to death and dismembered the body to dispose of it. The evidence against him is extensive and damning, with none more so than his Google search history beginning at 4:55 a.m. on New Year's Day. This harrowing courtroom video shows the history. I'm not going to show the video, but here we go.
You're not going to let our viewers see.
Video right here.
No video right here because we don't know how to edit that yet.
Play the clip. And then it says, okay, this was what he had searched for. Are you ready? It says, how long before the body starts to smell? What does formaldehyde do? How long does DNA last? Can identification be made on partial remains? Dismemberment and the best way to dispose of a body. How to clean blood from a wooden floor. What happens when you put body parts in ammonia? Is it better to put crime scene clothes away or wash them? Hacksaw, best tool to dismember? Can you be charged with murder without a body?
10 searches.
Yeah, 10 searches and all about how to murder somebody.
Now, let me play devil's advocate. Let's say his wife went missing.
Yeah.
Right. And homeboy went down a rabbit hole of he just got into true crime.
Yeah, he heard a true crime podcast.
Right.
You know?
The first 48. He watched the first 48.
And he was just curious.
Right.
How accurate is this show?
Right. And he Googled him. Like, I just feel that if you Google anything controversial like that, you're going to be on the list. You know, like.
I'm going to encourage everyone to buy a burner phone if you ever want to search something.
Guys, if you're going to, if you're going to cheat, if you're going to get divorced or whatever like that, just don't go the killing route. Get divorced. All right, just end it. Not the life and
the marriage.
The marriage. Just go, boom, get it done and live happily ever after.
We do not condone spousal murder on this podcast.
Exactly.
Other podcasts, maybe.
Other podcasts, maybe. Not this one. We love our significant others, especially the way I'm not going to go there anyways. So he Googled 10
different searches on how to do it.
Right. So this is what the jury was shown.
The jury. So I don't think there's a jury yet because he's barely been charged with this. This is just some of the evidence they're putting forward.
The detectives found this on his hard drive.
Here's the thing. They actually haven't found any murder weapon, right? Because that's going to be the real evidence. Right. Now, all they have now is his searches, and I'll give you more. It says, despite the strongly incriminating nature of these searches, Walsh's attorney, Tracy Minor, claims that the prosecution's evidence is not strong. In my experience, whereas here the prosecution leaks so-called evidence to the press before they provide it to me, their case isn't that strong. When they have a strong case, they give me everything as soon as possible. We shall see what they have and what evidence is admissible in court, where the case will ultimately be decided. Walsh has pleaded not guilty to all 3 of his charges. Anna Walsh, that's something about her, prosecution, perhaps even more damning. Bloodstains were found on Brian's car and basement, along with a bloody knife. Oh, then they did find the murder weapon. Brian also has an extensive January 2nd purchase listing over $450, including a Tyvek suit, hatchet, mops, rugs, trash bags, baking soda, and more. Where this evidence is not enough, there is no squeaky clean personal record for Brian to hide behind. Brian's father removed him from his last will and testament, and a friend of his father described Brian as not only a sociopath, but also a very angry and physically violent person. Whew, so this guy is he's going to jail.
I mean,
So there is a murder weapon. They found a knife. I'm assuming it was the murder weapon.
But there's no body. They haven't found a body.
They have not found. Well, let's see. It's okay. Prosecutors allege that Brian disposed of parts of Anna's body at different trash collection points, and there is surveillance footage of his car and a figure matching his description to support this. Police also recovered trash he supposedly discarded at his mother's house, containing bloodstains, a hacksaw, hatchet, gloves, towels, and more. They also included Anna's vaccination card and one of her purses.
At least you got the vaccine.
He's going to jail, bro. I don't see. So at first I was like, you know what, this is not enough evidence, but I mean,
after doing further research, it goes to show that he's guilty.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's his car, but they can't prove it was him in the video. But then it's at his mom's house. So somebody's doing a really good job of framing him, or he's a real idiot.
You tied it together.
Yeah.
I'm
now a detective. I'm a great prosecutor.
Like, do you have to Google that stuff? Like, how about, no, you know what? I'm not going to go there, but let's just say.
At no point did he Google, how to erase your search history.
He didn't do a Hillary Clinton where he wiped the servers and
just
something like that.
Wipe it, make sure nobody ever finds it.
Right, exactly. Like, he just, I bet you anything they were still on his history.
Now, without the history, it's still pretty suspicious, just the Home Depot trip alone. $450 on cleaning supplies.
And he can't even say that he works for a crime scene cleanup company.
No. And then to throw stuff away at his mom's house. Like bloody clothes, hatchet. Come on.
Go to somebody else's mom's house. Guys, if you do a murder, go to somebody else's mom's house.
Not your own mom's house.
No, please.
Not the old lady's implicated.
Right, exactly. That's
unless she planned the whole thing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Murder mystery.
Right, there you go.
We're on the case.
That's just like, that's literally incrimination, like all over the place. Like, how do you? Does it say the guy's age?
He is, I think I said his age. It was 40 something, 47.
47. You should be old enough to know how to use the internet.
Yeah.
If it was a
was there when it
50
was
something
made.
or a 60 something, then maybe. But you know that you know already that there's cyber forensics that look up all this stuff.
Like the first thing they weren't gonna do is investigate him.
They know
He's
where
suspect number one.
know where your cell phone pinged everywhere you go.
Yeah.
They know that you were over there at CVS. They know you were over there at Walgreens. They know you went over there to Walmart. They know exactly and which route you took.
Yeah, if he had his phone in his pocket,
Right.
then for sure they're gonna know everywhere he went that night.
Right. Man, that is
He's not a clever guy.
it's just the searches. That's what gets me. That you're like you, if I was in that jury right there, it'd be unfair because I'd be like, yeah.
Like it's pretty obvious, right? Like, can we all just agree? Let's go home.
Yeah.
You know, or should we add an extra hour just for the drama?
Guys, if you guys wanted to if you guys killed your significant other, comment down below and say how would you get rid of the body. Don't do that. You'd be in a watch list.
That's a joke. Don't do it.
So, all right. There's no secret here that we are two beautiful Mexican people.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we are.
There's no secret that in our culture there is a lot of supernatural stuff.
Yes.
Right? Basically, every Mexican family has supernatural folklore.
Yeah.
Right? They either believe in La Santa Muerte, they believe in Espíritu Santo, they believe in anything. It's just the Mexicans are very superstitious.
Yes, we are.
Right?
Traditionally.
Not only that, they use that power to bring the fear of God onto their young ones to go to sleep at night.
Yep.
Or to clean their room.
Yep.
Or to not be out late at night.
Yeah, you don't want to be out when the lights go
Right.
off, when the street lights turn off, because you know who's coming to get you.
Guys, today on the cryptid side of the Slightly Out Topic podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be talking about La Llorona. Everybody's heard of La Llorona, except that you haven't.
Unless you haven't.
Unless you haven't, then you have. There's just everybody's heard of it.
They even made a movie out of it.
Exactly. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it, but they did. All right. La
couldn't watch
Llorona in English is the wailer, the crier.
Yeah.
I want to say crybaby, but not.
The crying lady.
The crying lady. You know, so it's a folklore. It's a Mexican folklore about this woman named Maria. Right?
I never knew her name.
Never?
They never.
Right, because they usually don't go as far into it, right? Yeah. I mean, I've known her name because I was always interested in the beginning, like very young, I was always interested, so that's how I know the name. But I mean, come on, common Mexican name.
Oh, you're weird.
You can literally
my mom told me the story. I was like, I never want.
Bro, you can throw
a
a dart at a name board and hit any Mexican girl's name, and it's gonna be that.
Like 90% of them.
Right,
90%
exactly.
of them are gonna be Maria.
It's gonna be Maria, Guadalupe. It's gonna be all those good things right there. Anyway, so this there's two origin stories. All right, they're basically almost the same, but just slightly different.
Right.
The first one is that there is this girl named Maria that she comes of poverty. Right, her family's poor, she's poor, but what she has going for her is her extremely good looks. So apparently, this woman is really, really beautiful. Right?
I've not heard this version.
One day, there is this rich nobleman that goes through their pueblo, aka town, and sees Maria, falls in love. Right? They get engaged. Her parents extremely happy that their baby girl found somebody, a nobleman, somebody that comes with power, somebody with great status, somebody with money. Right? His parents, on the other part, are furious that he's going out with somebody below their class level.
That he's marrying down.
Right, exactly. Because in classism, you don't marry down, you want to marry up.
Right.
So, in this first part, it is said that they fall in love, they get married, they have kids together. It's two. It differs whether it's a boy or girl on both the children's that they have, the child's is that they have, right? So it's either two boys or two girls. I've heard boy and girl. It's everybody has their own version of it, right? But it's 2 children, right?
Ours was 3 because we were 3 kids that were misbehaved.
Exactly, right? So it literally varies, right?
There was 5 of us, but the other 2 were older.
I've always heard 2. So no matter what, I've always heard 2. So basically, what happens is that they fall in love and everything's going good, everything's going fine, and then one day she notices that her lover, her husband, is no longer paying attention to her.
Jose.
That's Jose, right now, right? Jose, Hoseby, it could be whichever one, right?
The other typical name.
Exactly, you know. So he's no longer paying attention to her, right? So basically, they started drifting apart, right? And at this point, she starts wondering, you know, she's like, okay, you know, what's going on? One day, they are, her and her children are walking, and one day she sees out in the distance, in the river, along a river, along a canal, whatever, a body of water, she sees him with another woman, and in a fit of rage, not thinking of what she did, what she's gonna do, she grabs her kids and throws them into the water.
Teach him a lesson
by killing her kids.
Oy.
They drowned.
Of course.
Fit of rage. She comes to and realizes what she did. Runs to the water looking for her children she threw in the water.
Yeah.
In the process of trying to find her children, she dies.
Yeah.
Right? We'll leave it at that because both of them have the same, not the same, but like the almost the same ending, right?
Yeah.
Story 2 is, let me take a little sip.
See, that wasn't what I was heard. I heard what they told me was more of
we'll go into that right now. Version 2 is that Maria once again falls in love with another man, with a man.
Jose.
Jose. No, you know what? Jose is the first one. Hoseby is the second one.
Hoseby. All
right. So Hoseby, she falls in love with Hoseby, right? And then they have kids together. But in this version of the story, Maria is overly like she's extremely beautiful. That she knows she's extremely beautiful, right? That she knows she's worth it, and like nobody else can touch her in appearance, and so there's really nothing mentioned about money or anything like that, right? But that she wants all the attention, right? So in this version of the story, Hoseby is paying more attention to their kids over her. She becomes jealous, and to gain back all the attention, once again drowns her kids.
Oy, yeah.
Right? Drowns her kids.
Common theme.
Right. Once again, realizes what happened. She runs in afterwards trying to find her kids. Right? In the process, drowns. Dies. Both of these stories have almost the same conclusion where she dies, goes up to heaven. God denies her entry into the pearly gates because she doesn't have her kids with her.
Oh, yeah, she killed them.
So her mission to go into heaven is to go back down to earth, find her kids. All right?
Yeah.
That is the goal of Maria, right? But the cruel punishment of her punishment is that God already let the kids into heaven. She doesn't know that, so she has to wander earth for eternity, searching for her dead children to get them and take them back to earth.
Yeah.
While this is going on, she's crying. She's howling out. She's crying for her kids. A lot of people have reported that she says, "Ay, mis hijos," you know, "Oh, my kids," you know, "Where are you?"
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of people that report that there's a lot of videos on YouTube that supposedly capture La Llorona's cries. You know, supposedly there's some on, I don't know if you've seen them, there's some on there where this person gets chased by a woman in white.
No, I haven't seen that. I avoid those like the plague.
We will be talking about the woman in white in another episode, but you know, apparently she's dressed in white.
Oh,
you know,
me with those.
I've heard the videos of La Llorona crying, and to me, I'm not gonna lie, they sound like coyotes, right?
Okay.
But the common theme on the cries is that they all sound the same. Here's another thing about it though, is that they say that if you hear La Llorona crying, that it is a bad omen. Something will happen to you, either around you, to a loved one. Something will happen. If you are caught outside and you hear La Llorona scream, if you hear her cries close to you, she's far away. But if you hear her cries far away, she's really close to you.
Yeah, see, we never got in all way into detail with that.
Like I said, I'm a big folklore kind of person, a big scary kind of person, you know.
Yeah.
So like I've done dig deep, you know, onto all this research right here, you know. So that is the folklore of that part right there. Obviously, like I said, we Mexican culture, have heard it from our mothers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would love to know your story.
So the way it was described to me was that one day there was this mom with her 3 kids, and the kids were not behaved, and they were driving the mom crazy. They were just driving her up the wall, and she, tried to get them to behave, tried to get them to go to sleep, and they wouldn't go to sleep. And so finally, same thing, she lost her mind. She went crazy. So she took her kids, put them in a bag, and then went to the river and threw them in the river. Finally, all the screaming and whatever stopped. She came to, realized what she had done, regretted it, started crying, screaming, shouting out, mis hijos, like, my kids, like, really? And she jumps into the river and dies. Well, she doesn't get into heaven, obviously, for killing kids. And so, but she went into the river to go after her kids, because she regretted it. She didn't make it, she died, but her spirit still, travels the earth looking for her kids. Now her kids wouldn't go to sleep and they were misbehaved. So if you don't want La Llorona to come get you at night, you have to make sure you behave and you go to sleep.
Yeah. That's almost the same story. But by the way, I forgot to mention that she has an affection towards kids because she's trying to find her own kids.
Yeah, well, that's why she's looking for the kids. She's looking for her kids, and her kids were the misbehaved.
So exactly.
Kids.
So what I failed to mention when I was done was the fact that she finds the kids, grabs the kids, steals the kids, kills them, drowns the kids, takes those back up to heaven. They're not her kids. So those kids, because they're obviously misbehaved, go down to hell. Ooh. And she's still, in Earth searching for her kids. Looking for basically, so our story is almost the same. Like basically, what my mom would tell us is almost the same thing, But on ours, it was a bit more scarier because we live in an apartment complex where there was a ponding basin right there, and it was always full of water. We called it the pond. Right. So it was basically like my mom would tell us, like, oh, if you guys don't behave, if you guys do this, if you guys stay out late at night, La Llorona's gonna come out and get you because she loves to steal kids. Yeah, because our curfew was the street lights. Once the street lights came on, it was too dark, and you had to come inside. So if you stay out any longer, you were at risk of being kidnapped by La Llorona. As soon as it turned night, we would run home. Yeah, and you know what? And you know what sucked though? When the time changed and you got out of school and it was already getting dark, you had to run home. Yeah, like so. There's it's funny how Mexican moms use the supernatural to scare the living shit out of their children so they behave. It worked for like 2 years. I guarantee you, my kids are gonna hear the story of La Llorona. I didn't tell my kids this one. They're gonna hear it, bro. Like I live, breathe, drink folklore, demonic stuff. Like that's my cup of tea. I love this kind of stuff right here. So they're gonna grow up on this right here. But there's so many there's so many different versions of La Llorona. Those are the common origin stories of La Llorona. So I took the most two common. Like I said, there's very small differences, but basically same thing. Homegirl kills her kids, tries to find them, never finds them. Finds other children in the living world, grabs them, steals them, dunks them in the water. They're dead. Yeah, So that's gonna be our little cryptid story for today. La Llorona. Sufficiently creeped out. Guys, if you guys have heard anything about La Llorona or like anything kind of similar, but in English folklore, because there is a banshee.
Oh yeah.
We will be talking about a banshee, but you know, it's basically the same. It's almost the same thing, not really, but no, we're not talking about a banshee. But if you guys have any stories, especially our the Mexican culture that listens, the Mexicans that listen to our story,
you're Mexican and listen,
exactly, you know, like if you look like us, comment below and give us your story on how the Llorona was, how it was told to you,
your experience with La Llorona.
If you guys heard her wailing, let us know, because if you want to go down a rabbit hole, look up La Llorona on YouTube and look up her videos. There's this video where this dude got chased by her. There's this video where these people were driving and they came across her. I'm not gonna lie, even though I am skeptical, the crying ones, they put, okay, another full transparency. This was like 1 o'clock in the morning as I was refreshing my mind. So I was listening to these things, pitch black. Yeah. Everybody's asleep. I put my baby to sleep. I have my baby with me right there, right? Everybody's asleep. I'm listening to these howlings, these cryings, right? I'm like, I'm not scared. Damn, I gotta walk to the room and put her to sleep. Should I turn on the light? Yeah, it's just you just fell down the rabbit hole.
Every time I watch a scary movie at night, or anything comes across my TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and it's even remotely scary. If it's nighttime, I always stay up till like at midnight, 1 a.m. Right? I'm always by myself after about 11:30, so that really creeps me out. So what I'll do is I'll put on a Avatar: The Last Airbender or something, dude. I'll
right,
change
just to get your mind out of it.
I cannot go to sleep with that on my mind. It won't happen.
Right, and to get your guys' mind out of La Llorona, Mario, give us the next story.
Florida man injured.
Florida man.
Yeah, Florida man
kind of missed the Florida man.
Here we go. Florida man injured when falling iguana smacks him in the face during yoga class. It's an outdoor yoga class. So a Florida man was left bleeding and bruised after an iguana fell on his face during a yoga class last Saturday in Miami. Instructor Ana Margaret Sanchez was teaching free community class at Miami's Legion Park in the city's Upper East Side neighborhood. Sanchez told the Miami News Times that their class was held on a really beautiful day. They conducted their normal exercise for about 47 minutes, but the class was cut short when two iguanas, who onlookers say were likely having a territorial dispute in the oak trees, started to create a ruckus. Amid their fight, one of the lizards either fell or was pushed straight onto one of the yogis below.
La Llorona?
Yeah, that was her. And it says the injured man was identified only as Michael due to the possibly embarrassing nature of the incident. The man told the Miami News Times he didn't want to be known as the guy whose face was used as an iguana landing pad. The man told the Miami News Times, "I didn't see it coming. I felt like a sandbag hit me in the face." Yeah, I was
he got sandbagged by an iguana.
Right. Seeing here's so and I thought, oh, it couldn't have been that bad, right? Like, it's just an iguana. How bad could it be? Then I read this part. Witnesses
real quick, insert picture of how big iguanas get. Right here.
Their length.
Go for it.
Including tail. Witnesses of the incident said,
and when it's not cold. Their tail when it's not cold.
It's Florida. It shouldn't be. It should always be a saggy iguana. Witnesses of the incident said the falling creature was a green iguana which likely weighed between 20 and 30 pounds and it fell from a branch that was around 20 feet in the air. Yeah. Okay, now I'm convinced iguana. That hurt. Yeah. 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah.
God dang.
That's gotta hurt. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, take it like a champ if you got knocked out.
You know what's an invasive species in Florida right now? There's two.
What?
Guess them.
Evasive?
Invasive species.
Oh, invasive. A wild boar? No?
Yeah, okay, there's two. Okay. There's two.
So I'm going to guess a wild boar because they're all over America right now. And invasive, I'm going to say... I'm not really too familiar with...
if you had to guess...
All I can think of is alligators, but I know those belong there.
Wrong. Cubans. Just kidding.
Oh, my God.
There is an invasive species. There's a shit ton of them, but it's chickens and iguanas.
Oh, my God.
There's obviously snakes and all that other stuff right there, but
But those belong there.
bro, there was literally a Dirty Jobs episode where Mike Rowe had to go hunt, trap chickens.
Like wild chickens.
Wild chickens. Everybody wanted to keep them as
How
pets.
can they be wild chickens out there? Like, because obviously there has to not be a predator for them to thrive.
There's just
It's
so
Florida.
many. There's just so many, and it's the perfect weather, the perfect breeding conditions. So basically, what happened is that people kept chickens in their backyard. A few got out, did their little dance. More chickens came out. Same thing, over. And have you ever chased a chicken?
But I mean, there's.
Have you ever chased a chicken?
Yes, I have.
You know how hard they are to catch.
Yeah,
Then there you go. That's how they're able to get to survive.
I've been juked by many chickens.
Another one is iguanas, because people buy iguanas. Guys, if you're gonna buy pets, do your research.
Yeah,
All right, do your research. If you have a pet right now that you do not want, do not release it onto the wild, because it is very bad for our ecosystem. All right, that's my Greta Thunberg moment. So,
your PSA.
exactly. Iguanas. People keep iguanas and never realize how big they get. These things get massive. They have them in a little breeder tank. Then they grow big.
Well,
20
apparently
to 30 pounds.
That's a
Right?
lot
Like
for a lizard.
yeah, exactly. It's just way too big, and people like no longer. Once again, with pythons,
Yeah,
right? Boa can. Well, I don't think you can keep a boa, but like they underestimate how big they get.
yeah, and people just release them out.
All right, so guys, if you, like I said, moral of the story about Florida man, aka Florida iguana, is do your research on your animals that you're keeping.
Yeah, we got to
You
keep
know,
our yogis safe. They
You gotta
wanna
keep our
do
yogis safe,
this outdoor
And-
yoga.
right?
They don't want to run into an anaconda.
Right, exactly. You gotta keep the namaste,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And you can't do it with an iguana.
No.
Moral of the story, guys, do the research on pets that you buy. Just because it's Easter doesn't mean you should buy bunnies. Doesn't mean you should buy chickens.
unless you're gonna eat them.
Unless you're gonna eat them, just do your research. Do the right thing about it. Don't just buy something that you're gonna get rid of.
Yeah.
After it's over. After the honeymoon phase is over.
We ate our chickens.
That's evil.
You don't eat KFC?
Yeah, but you eat your chickens.
Yeah,
Just kidding. I had chickens.
I was gonna say,
We ate them too.
you gotta eat them.
And with Florida man / iguana, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Florida Iguana. Thank you for watching this episode of Slightly Off Topic Podcast. We appreciate your guys' time. We appreciate your guys' input. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, if you guys do insert your comment down below right here, there's a good chance you guys will be featured on the next episode. We have more things coming. Like, we have a lot of plans in the future.
We want to do a lot of stuff with this channel.
So if you guys, stay tuned, subscribe so you guys don't miss out on anything. Follow the Twitter. If you guys are too busy to see us on YouTube and or Rumble, look us up on Spotify, link down below. And with that said, it is I Demonic signing out. Peace.
Thank you for joining us.
Boom. Let's do a little clink.
Tiny clink.
Tiny clink.
Wait, don't break. There you go.